What's up, you guys? Another day, another split, but we're not riding the bike today. I want to show you how the Thrashin build turned out. So here are the risers, the 9.5 pullbacks with the mid bar bend. Looks decent. Took me about 6 hours on a work day. There are some things I want to fix, like this not being lined up and even. I have to troubleshoot some issues I had with the headlight mount not taking all the screws, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, sorry about the crack in the screen, but I have to use the 8 for this one so I can see what's going on back here. But this is a 21 Road King, and to get this guy off, this headlight ring out, there's a screw right at the bottom right here. It's a Phillips that we have to take out to get this mount off, then we have access to the light. Once you get the screw out, this should just turn and then come out like that. And we do have a gasket in here, so when you put it back, just make sure the gasket's in the right place. So now we have these mounting screws right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, the missing one, that's what I want to try to fix. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. These two up here don't matter because they just adjust the light. So we'll get that all unscrewed and pull the headlight out. So here's the problem with the headlight not fastening. So we have the screws, right? And then we have these little, I guess kind of like grommets, but they have threads in them. And I guess they came out of the mount or the frame where the headlight was, because they just stick inside, and I guess they came out from repeated taking on and off. So I'm gonna put those back in when we reinstall everything and tighten her up. But the reason why we want to take this off is to get to this 5/16 nut right there and the back one, so we could take this guy off and then readjust here to fix our lock. Okay, so here's the 5/16 right there in the upper right. You have one right there and one in the back, but don't worry about that one because you could get that with the Phillips on the top. You'll see right now. So now that we got that nut out, we can push this up, and this guy comes all the way out, and here's the other screw right here to get the other one. Okay, so I got that front part loose, and this guy has a little notch right here that we could use to pry it up. See it? Barely, like right there. I'm gonna pry it up, and then we should be able to straighten things out and then put the screws back in. Okay, my bad, the notch was over here. It looked like the notch, but we could just pry this up little by little. Just be careful because it is plastic and metal. So the top is plastic, there it goes. And then the screws, when we line them up, should be in right there. So here I put the screws back in, and now we're just gonna screw it down, see what happens. Okay, so we got it pretty straight in there, looks good. So as for this guy right here, see this guy right here, we have kind of a pinching system going on, I guess, that I would call it. So we just gotta line these up with the remaining holes and just push them in there really hard because they're really hard to get in. Or not, that was way easier than the first time, but everything's lined up and my OCD brain is satisfied. Okay, so here's how it looks once again. Looks nice. I'm gonna come over here. My bad. Everything looks flush here, so we're just gonna tighten this guy up to push this down, hold this in place, and then put everything back. I mainly wanted to make this video because there's not a lot of videos on Road Kings. You either go Softail, Dyna, Sporty, or a Road Glide or something like that, but I guess there's not a lot of videos on Road Kings going in depth. So this is basically your hub right here. And what I mean by hub is all your electronic connections are here. You have turn signals, headlights, switches for your handlebar controls. Everything's in here, so I don't think you would really need a lot of wire extension because it's just going from these guys up to the bars, whatever length you want to run. Alright, now let's go ahead and fix these guys, put them back, and then put everything back together. Okay, so this is the one I just put in. You see right there, matches the other ones. So flat side out. These are kind of hard because they have like this little ridge right here. You have to push them in. I use a flathead, but if you guys are worried about that, I guess like any type of hard plastic, you could just push it in there and go around all the sides and then just slam her in. For some reason this bottom one was a little harder, but we got them all. So let's put back on the headlight, put the ring on. Oh, actually put this guy on. Thanks for reminding me. Alright, so we're gonna put the headlight back on. Just put it back in that connection where you took it off of, obviously. Line it up and get one screw in there at a time, then I'll be back. If you don't have a drill or an impact, get you a Klein, bro. Best decision of my life to get one of these Kleins. Ratcheting, multiple attachments, probably got a red dot on it somewhere. You know the vibes. So here's how it looks. Once we got it all digged down, we're gonna put the I guess mounting ring or outer ring back on. Let's go ahead, get this guy. So you see this has kind of like slots, so we're gonna put it in at an angle and then slide it on. Okay, so we're all lined up. You can make sure you're all good by seeing the thread at the end of your hole. Alright, we're gonna put that in. Another tip is that this screw should fit flush. So if you go in kind of like 2 turns and it's not going anymore, pull that motherfucker out, man. And then readjust either this or the angle of your screw and make sure it goes in and sits flush. Don't leave it sticking halfway out. Okay, so this is a final result. I did notice one thing right here. There is a wider gap, which is going to drive me crazy, but it's fine since we have like 2 gaskets blocking whatever water's getting in there. To take off this whole shroud, this piece and this piece, like all this, that area, we have to take these 2 1/2 inchers off, nuts. Take those off. The light bar comes down. We do the same with the other side, half inch nuts. Long sockets will do the trick. Pull the light bar off and this should just slide out. On this side though, you do have your passing light switch, so disconnect your switch before you pull this side all the way out. Alright, so that's gonna be the end of doing all that stuff. I couldn't find my rock form spacer, so I'm gonna have to order another one. I think they're like $5, my wife was saying. But before I leave, let's go over the whole pricing and all the parts I did replace. Okay, so first we have the Thrashin risers. So made in USA, that's mainly why I bought them. These are like $500. This part specifically from Harley, right there. So this basically replaces right here. So you lose your Road King badge, but that was the part number, so this is a must unless you want to just raw dog it and have all your stuff exposed, which is cool too, I guess. And I went with the Vans grips. These ones are cool. Okay, so this is Need to Meet. It kind of has a throttle tube in it already. These are the old ones for your throttle by wire. So Vans grips are the only grips I've ever really liked, so that's why I went Vans grips, and we got chrome here to match the whole chrome setup. If you're doing any kind of bar job, I recommend that you get bushings. I went with Thrashin bushings. Solid bushing kit assembly, fits M8 Softail Touring, color black and raw. So in total, it probably cost me like $1,000 to do this, and I was fortunate enough to, I guess some people would say, be blessed with money this time to be able to do that. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger So there you go, that's the cost breakdown. So all in all, bar job done, minor adjustments have been made. Just need the rock form. And remember, keep smiling, tell somebody you love them, bros. Peace out.
How the fuck do you turn this fucking thing on, huh? There's still a lot of fucking copper in here, huh?
Is that on?
This shit fucking on, man.
Get the fuck out of the way, man.